My boyfriend yelled at me in the middle of a restaurant and walked out. Yesterday, my boyfriend and I went out for dinner together to celebrate our 9 months of being together. I wasn't having a great day, so I was feeling very uneasy and quite upset yesterday. I told him prior to dinner that I was feeling like this and that he was not the cause for it. He was very nice about it and brought me flowers and took me out to a nice restaurant. But I should mention that my boyfriend has temperamental issues and insecurity issues. Because I wasn't laughing or talking as much as I usually do yesterday, he kept asking me if it was him, and usually, I'm very accommodating of his feelings, but yesterday, I expected him to give me a little more reassurance and expect less of it from me. Either way, I kept having to reassure him that it wasn't him that made me feel so down. Throughout dinner, I made sure he knew that I liked the food and that I was really looking forward to seeing him for dinner. Then, after paying the bill, he says, "Didn't seem like you had a good time. I've been wanting to bring you here for so long, sorry I did." I got upset and I said, "Why are you trying to make me feel worse than I already am by saying that? I told you I had a great time." He cut me off mid-sentence and started yelling at the top of his voice about how nothing he does is good enough and that I make him feel like shit in the middle of the restaurant, and then left. I guess I needed to rant, but I'd also be interested in knowing if anyone has been in a similar situation and what you did about it. That boy has some problems, and honey, you cannot solve them. The both of you could use some therapy, and the bad habits you each have are puzzle pieces that are going to keep the bad patterns going. His reaction was terrible and you are too accommodating to his tantrums. It won't get better without serious work, and you're both so young. It's better if you do that work alone and find other better matches down the line. Break up and never look back. It won't get better. I hope you mean your soon-to-be ex-boyfriend. That is unacceptable. You are in a bad mood and he makes it about himself by guilting you. And then on top of that, he causes a scene. Do you need this in your life? Edit mood, not moon. But I should mention that my boyfriend has temperamental issues and insecurity issues. Because I wasn't laughing or talking as much as I usually do yesterday, he kept asking me if it was him, and usually, I'm very accommodating of his feelings, but yesterday, I expected him to give me a little more reassurance and expect less of it from me. Why are you spending your time being an audience for an insecure man? At 18 you really need to learn to be a better friend to yourself. 9 months and he acts like this? And you ever said he has issues? Move on. Unless of course he'd want to get some help. Next thing you know, if you ever marry him, he will want to see your phone weekly to see who you're talking to. He'll visit you at work to make sure you're there. And if you ever get into a massive argument, he may hit you and then act all sorry because I was just scared of losing you. Most normal people have screamed in a restaurant 0 times. 9 months is usually the honeymoon phase where everything is great. You're young and have lots of time and options. There is no need to put up with this crap. Do you really want to be screamed at in public for the rest of your life? Usually people on Reddit over-exaggerate about breaking up, but this time I don't think it's over-exaggerating. If not laughing enough during dinner made him yell at you at the top of his lungs, imagine what he would do over other stuff. You communicated clearly how you were feeling and explained what was happening with your emotions. You did everything right here. You are not the problem. Please, run. Oh my God, please run. Eventually in those relationships, you learn to expect the outbursts, living in constant fear and anxiety. He's not worth the stomachache. Reading that reminded me so much of my ex. I'll be thinking of you. Run. 9 months? Leave him. Yikes, it's only gonna get worse from here. You are only 18, don't choose to be in an abusive relationship. Abusers aren't always horrible, they spoil with gifts and love etc., but the abuse still happens. You were transparent to not feeling up to it, but he still wanted to go and then throw his abusive embarrassing pity party. Girl, run. You were not having a good day. Can I ask what this was in relation to? Were you stressed about work or family issues? Is this something that happens often, that you feel down, or was this a one-off? Just trying to understand the situation a bit better. Update us when you dump him. If this is how this child you are involved with acts after 9 months, imagine what it will be like after 18 months. Dump him, move on, don't look back. You do not have to be the scaffolding that supports his maturation process. I never comment on this sub, but I had to for this one. Break up, doll. Please. I didn't realize it at the time, but I was in an emotionally abusive relationship when I was 18. I should have left long before I did, but he just depleted the self-esteem I had. I truly believe that this is where you're heading if you don't leave him. Good luck. At 18 he has the audacity to yell at you in public? That's not normal at any age, but why after 9 months does he think this is okay? I vote pack it up with this one. He is not worth the trouble. Both of you remind me of my parents. Please just break up. You both need to learn how to regulate your emotions, but your BFS behavior is not within normal parameters. He sounds 18 to me. So basically, he sounds 15 to me. If you don't want to raise him, then leave and let him mom finish the job. You're both super young. There are a lot of impulsivity issues that maturity usually hammers out in the coming years. They might not, but you don't have to stick around for that. A scene like that is perfect grounds for a breakup, and you have no reason to feel bad about that. Edit just saw your other comment about how he has severe mental health issues and has attempted suicide frequently. Never mind about maturity. GTFO right now. So much immaturity from both of you. So BC, she doesn't feel good, she can't act any way she wants, but when he acts in a rude way she gets her feelings hurt. You meant to say ex-boyfriend, right? Right? Leave now and don't look back. You want to know what I did? I stayed for 15 miserable years. Leave now and don't look back. If you're feeling crappy, don't have special occasion dates. I'm feeling kind of bad. Can we just get takeout and stay home instead? It's good to learn to pay attention to your body and emotions and give yourself what you need and not try to please others while betraying yourself. This is a canon moment, lol. You either stay with him thinking he'll change, I can fix him, spoiler no he won't, and then waste more time, eventually break up, and regret wasting so much time of your life. Or you break up with him now and get yourself a man you deserve who will treat you the same way you treat him. This situation is a tale as old as time. Get out now before it gets too far, and now you're trying to divorce this man and having to go through a custody battle. You might think I'm being dramatic, but trust, some girls do let it get that far thinking I can fix him. Get out now while you can. My ex yelled at me for the most insignificant things. It was the way his family communicated, and it doesn't get better. You'll eventually become numb to it, but now I'm discovering I have a little PTSD from it. Anytime someone around me is loud, angry, excited, or just projecting across a room, I will just shut down internally. It sucks to be spoken to like that, and I'll never put up with it from anyone ever again. I had a BF like that. Everything I did was about him, even me being tired after 12 hours of work and being tired. One day I was out with colleagues from work and he freaked of jealousy and broke up with me with one message. Insecurities made him so egocentric that it became very difficult to be with him. He made me a favor breaking up. If this is already normal, I don't see any way out but break up. Sorry. He is incapable of empathy. He only cares about his own feelings. If you stay with him, you can only blame yourself when you are repeatedly disappointed in his behavior due to lack of empathy. Growing empathy is very difficult, and I wouldn't recommend staying with someone while they supposedly try to do it. If after 9 months he's still like this, I think there's no way you can fix him. I'd run. If he's gonna act like this just because you're not acting how he wants you to act, then imagine how much worse it'll get for other larger things. You've told him before that you didn't feel alright, and so there was nothing else you could have done. You played your part and he didn't play his. Bail. Don't walk away, run.